This is the Lexipol Media Group Spotlight for January 2024. I'm going to start out with a mention of some of our recent brand focus features, two of them that have been really popular. The first, from federal law enforcement agencies to local police. This tool provides invaluable during child exploitation investigations. So for law enforcement officers charged with this kind of work, here's information on how they can get a tool from Clearview AI. Here's another recent brand focus ebook about decontamination of the patient care compartment of the ambulance. Some great information in this ebook that you can download and access at any time. Let's stick on EMS1. In the news early in January was the verdict of the conviction of Aurora Fire Rescue Colorado paramedics in the death of Elijah McClain. Attorney David Gibbett wrote some analysis of what that means for EMTs and paramedics, their takeaways from this incident. Rob Lawrence also gave us a 13-step action plan to provide compassionate and effective care while navigating the evolving legal landscape. He did this by attending a webinar presented by Doug Wolfberg and Steve Worth, two attorneys with Paige Wolfberg and Worth, frequent contributors to EMS1. So, Rob, thanks for packaging up that webinar content. Thanks, Doug and Steve, for sharing it out with the EMS1 audience. I also want to let you know that it is time to contribute to the What Paramedics Want survey. If you go to ems1.com/whatparamedics.want, click on the Take Survey button, you can let us know your perceptions, opinions about the future of the EMS profession. We're also looking for firefighters to do something similar on the What Firefighters Want survey. This is also now live, FireRescue1.com/whatfirefighterswant. If you're a firefighter, fire company officer, fire chief, please take this survey to help us understand leadership and leadership development in the fire service. Interesting incident early in the month, some scrutiny for Detroit firefighters about leaving a scene. Executive editor Mark Bayshore wrote about mutual aid and how this just pervasive problem of not sure who's going to show up, how long they're going to stay, and what they're going to be able to provide is just something that's got to be solved for the fire service. Of course, that really comes down to a leadership issue. Across the sites, our Leadership Playbook series, interviews with fire service, law enforcement, and EMS leaders about what makes them successful as a leader, how they got there. Please check out the playbooks. Here's a recent article, Chief Insights, information for new chiefs. In this case, Fire Chief Daryl Jones talked about his path to becoming a fire chief, what maybe he wanted to accomplish early on, his advice. And all of these contain a lightning round. I get some great insights from there. We've also got recent Leadership Beat articles on Police One. Chief Bakken talked about her experience with us. Chief Yarbrough, something similar. Leadership Playbook, this Q&A series, really informative, really popular. One of the things we did at the end of 24 is we looked back at what the lightning round packaged up book and podcast and resource recommendations from police chiefs, put it all together in a single article. Some really neat recommendations here. Simon Sinek is the author that comes up a lot, so check those out. Speaking of leaders, each year Nancy Perry, editor-in-chief of Police One, assembles a group of experts, in this case 24 law enforcement leaders, to talk about strategies for success in 24 key areas of policing in 2024. You can now get your copy of this outstanding resource and learn from it and use it to inspire yourself and other leaders in your department. Speaking of great resources for leaders at all levels in the organization, we've got a new digital edition ebook on Police One called Guide to Traffic Enforcement, involving examining the evolving landscape of enforcement strategies. There'll be a link also to that in the notes. Our team was at SHOT Show last week at the end of January in Las Vegas with a real focus on firearms, protective equipment, and tactical technologies for law enforcement. Our team was at Range Day. We're able to use a lot of firearms and optics and ammunition. They roamed the show floor, looking for really outstanding things to add to either their personal gear list or their department's gear list. So make sure to check out all the Police One SHOT Show coverage. I just want to wrap up with something maybe fun or lighthearted. Lego fire stations we wish we could buy. This was having some fun asking ChatGPT to recommend some Lego designs for fire stations like New York City or Washington, D.C. or Hollywood. This proved to be so entertaining and popular. We did something similar with EMS stations and finally police stations we wish we could buy. So if you have an interest in Legos, and really who doesn't, maybe take a few minutes and check out our Lego police station designs that we wish we could buy. Stay safe out there and also have some fun.